So one of the questions I've been asking the different dealers is how sort of your passion for collecting and dealing started.
Yeah, that's a tough question to answer. I think creative people find a niche sooner and later in life that they tend to follow, and for some reason, I'm a creative type person. When I was a young man, my dad, working in New York City, would bring me in to visit his clients on Saturdays and days that I was off. He'd dress me up in a little suit and take me around at 8 or 10 years old. And the best part of the day was after we finished having lunch with one of his clients, he would take me up Madison Avenue, and there were a couple of galleries that he enjoyed, and then he would take me in. And one of the galleries that I enjoyed was an Asian antique store, and it was always my favorite to go there. And everything was just so different and so much more interesting than, say, in an aesthetic to me than your traditional or European style furniture. So that was a big thing, and it stuck with me as a child. And here I am today, 50 years old. That's what I do for a living. As a buyer, I do basically two things. I try to buy the realest, truest, original piece, and I try to buy something that's true to its form as far as craft, the way it's created, the way it's stained. Some pieces can be very simple. A lot of pieces in the 18th century and 17th century just had a simple, what we call plum lacquer stain, which is very common throughout China, which most people don't find today so wonderful, but that actually is a sign that the piece is real. And the other thing I do is I try to recycle. We do not buy any broken pieces and reassemble them or put them together, or pieces with broken legs, so to speak, and so forth. We do buy pieces that are missing hardware, so to speak. The Chinese are very famous for elaborate hardware and different types of handles and mechanisms for the draws and so forth. And what people, a lot of people don't realize is that during the revolutionary periods, the country lacked the ability to have resources, and most of the hardware, most of the metal that was in any of the furniture was taken and salvaged and used to make guns, ammunitions, and bullets. So a lot of the pieces you do find today will not have original hardware. We put a lot of time and effort into trying to find pieces that actually do have hardware on them. Due to fashion and fashion in home decor and in home furnishings industry, in the last 12 years, we saw a huge demand and a huge push in the Asian arena, I would say 7 years ago. And that lasted like 4 or 5 years. And in the last 3 years, that whole fashion has turned around. All the large stores that were pushing it and so forth have spun it around. So there's going to be, it's actually getting to a point now where it's kind of like American and European antiques, where there's only so many real good pieces in the market, and the prices for those pieces are just going to command more and more dollars as time goes on. And then there'll be a lot of vernacular type pieces or country type pieces, which come and go into the market and stabilize a price. But in looking at a piece as an individual, I think it's important for people to actually turn a piece over, look at the feet, look at the joints, look at the bottom. If you want to know if it's real, everything is there to tell you that it's real.